Hello everyone, welcome to the course on computer-aided drug design. Today we are going to look at docking. We will look at how to use Autodock. I'll just show you an example, but you need to later on spend a lot of time looking at all the features of the Autodock software and how to do docking. But I will show you one example. So if you look at Autodock, this is the website you need to look at. It's a suite of automated docking tools, and it is designed to predict how small molecules bind to a receptor of known 3D structure. So Autodock 4 and Autodock Vina are there, and there is another software which is called a Swiss Dock. We can use that also. That also does docking, and we will look at that as well. Okay, so if you want to go to Autodock, we need to download those files, and as you know, Autodock is free software for academic, and it's got a lot of features built into that. And okay, so before it gets loaded, let me tell you something about the inflammation pathway, the arachidonic acid pathway. I've been talking about that for a long time. Okay, so the arachidonic acid pathway, we have the arachidonic acid, which is produced by phospholipidase enzymes from phospholipids. Now the arachidonic acid goes down into the prostaglandin pathway or the leukotriene pathway. So the prostaglandin pathway, we have enzymes like cyclooxygenase 2, which converts arachidonic acid into PGH2, and the PGH2 is converted by another enzyme called PGE synthase, which leads to pain, fever, vasodilation, and so on. Whereas simultaneously arachidonic acid goes into the leukotriene pathway, where the enzyme called lipoxygenase 5 converts these arachidonic acid into 5-HETE and so on. So generally the focus of the drug discovery has been targeting this COX-2 enzyme, or targeting this PGE synthase enzyme, or targeting the lipoxygenase enzyme, because lipoxygenase is also involved in asthma and so on, or simultaneously targeting. So we will look at this particular target, and we will look at docking of molecules. As you know, molecules like aspirin, which is called an NSAID, or ibuprofen, or there are selective cyclooxygenase 2 drugs are there in the market. Okay, let's go back to our Autodock. So to do that, so this is the screen. So either we can download that means that's called a fetch from web. So when you say fetch from web, we give the PDB, that is protein data bank ID. Then you get the protein, or if you have the protein already, then we can, if it is already downloaded, we can just read the molecule. So we can say read the molecule. So I have it in somewhere. The 5-lipoxygenase, okay, is it's called a 3V99. okay, it's a 3V99. It's a 3V99 file, so we can download that if you want, or we can download from the net also. So this particular protein, so we can use the mouse button to move both sides this way and this way, rotate it, or then we can enlarge it smaller using that other button. Okay, so it's got two portions. It's got the A as well as the B, so we can delete one of them, the B especially. Before doing that, we need to prepare this protein. We can't just start docking. So first we say edit, and then we say delete, and then delete water. Okay, so all the water that's present, because when the protein is crystallized, there are a lot of water molecules that may be inside. After all, protein is in the aqueous, so all the water molecules also may be shown, which may get deleted. And after that, now we will try to delete, as I said, we have A and B residues, so we will try to delete the B. So what we do is we say select, and then select from string. Okay, select from string. Okay, then we go to chain, as you can see, A and B. So we will select B. Okay, then we say add. Okay, we add, and then we say edit, then we say delete, and then delete selected atoms. Okay, so as you can see in this picture, okay, delete selected atoms. Continue. Okay, so B is now deleted, only A is there. This is what we are going to use for as the target in our study. Now we need to add hydrogen, because as you know, when our protein is crystallized, hydrogens are not visible in the X-ray, so we need to add. So the software will add hydrogen based on the valency and so on. So we say edit, and then we say hydrogens. Okay, then we say add. Okay, then we say yes, it will add hydrogen. Okay, okay, so it has added hydrogen. Good. Now we need to add charges to this the various elements. Okay, so we say edit, and then we say charges. Okay, you can see the charges. Then we say Coleman, add Coleman charges. Okay, so the total Coleman charges is so much for the entire protein. Then again we say edit charges. We say edit charges. Then we say calculate Gastiger charges, compute Gastiger charges. Okay, I talked about Gastiger charges long back during the course. Okay, so this is the total Gastiger charges. Okay, then we say edit atoms, assign AD4 type. Okay, this is just assigning. Okay, now okay, it has been assigned. Now we need to save this file, because a lot of things have been done. This is the correct protein. So when you download a protein from the PDB, it is not the correct protein for docking. We need to delete water, we need to add hydrogen, we need to remove residues which are of no use, and then we need to make the software calculate charges and so on. Okay, now we need to save this file because this is the correct file. Okay, save, and then say the format in Autodoc is PDB Qt file, so we save in the PDB Qt form. Okay, then we say sort nodes, then we say okay, so the file is saved. So I have created okay, I have created default. Okay, as you can see here, 3D99. I have created a default folder that's called doc. So we can reference in preferences, we can say set. As you can see, everything, startup directories, everything is there. So all the results, all the reading will automatically go there. Okay, so in the preferences we can set that. You understand? Now we say select from string, residue set. Okay, residue set, ligands. There are some ligands with which the protein has been crystallized. Okay, so set ligand. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, residue set, select from string residue set, then so the ligand, okay, then reset, done, okay, then dismiss, then ligand input, open. Now we can read a ligand, okay, whatever ligand we want to read. If I want to dock, for example, I'm thinking about aspirin, so we can read it as a mol2 file. Aspirin is in the form of mol2 file, okay, it reads as mol2 file, open, okay, so okay, as you can see here, aspirin is there. Do you understand? So aspirin is there, and it's read as mol2 file. Now ligand has to be saved as PDBQT, of course, because Autodoc reads everything in that format only. So PDBQT. So ligand output, we say then save as PDBQT. So it will be saved in the default folder. Save. Okay. Now we need to create the location where we need to do the docking. Now this particular PDB, that is a particular protein, has arachidonic acid bound to it, and that's how it's being crystallized. We can look at where the arachidonic acid is there. So we can say select we can say select from string. Then we can say, then we say residue set, ligand, residue set, ligand, then we say so arachidonic acid will be there, as you can see here. We can read that also. We can say display residues, display residues, yeah, you can see that. As you can see, and ligands are there. Okay. Arachidonic acid is here. Okay, that's there. Okay. Now, now we need to create the grid. That is the location where we want to do the docking. Okay, so the command here is grid macromolecule choose. Grid macromolecule, then we say 3v99, select molecule. So it will save it as PDBQT. Again, okay, so again it's saved in place. Okay, do you want to replace it? Yes, we say. Now, okay, no problem. Now we say grid box. Okay, so it's, as you can see here, it's created a grid box, but I want to make the grid box in this region. Okay, so I can move it here. Okay, so I can spacing. I can move it here. I would assume that that's the active site, and I want my aspirin to go and bind to that active site. So as you can see, I am moving the grid box here, right? Okay, I can also look whether the spacing is okay. Oh, it's come down here, so I want to push it up. I want to move it up here. Yeah, I want to move it up here. Okay. you want to still move it this side, right? Okay. So now if you look, yeah, now that could be, we can make this bigger also if you want. So we can make this bigger or we can make this smaller. Okay, so depending upon how much region you want to cover in your okay, so we feel that this could be the entire region where you want your aspirin to dock, and we can get different energy values. Okay. Okay, then we say file, choose. Okay, so it's created that grid. Okay, so the docking can happen there. Now we say grid, grid output. So we want the output file to be saved. Say GPF. Okay, file name we could give same 3B99, 3B99 GPF. That is grid parameter file. That's called grid parameter file. Okay. Now the output from the grid will come in GLG file, grid log file. Okay. Then we say run autogrid. We give okay, we say browse, then you will have the autogrid exe file should come there. Okay, then we say grid parameter file will come here, everything, and then say it automatically makes it grid log file where the results of the grids will come. Okay, then we say launch. Okay, then it will make the grid box. It will take a little bit time. Once the grid has been created, this box will close, and then after that we have to run auto dock. Okay, so there will be a GLG file which will have the results of the GLG file which will have the results of your gridding. We can have a look at that file also. After that we will run the auto dock. Okay, so again when you run the auto dock, we can give in confirmations for the ligand to take into the active site. Okay, generally we have to do 100 confirmations at least, but for our convenience we will just run 10 confirmations. Okay, and then see how it looks like. So in 10 confirmations means the aspirin will be placed at 10 different locations inside the grid box that is in the active site. The grid box is created over the active site, and then it calculates the non-bonded interactions. Okay, things like van der Waals, hydrogen bond, electrostatic, and then it gives you the binding energy. So from those binding energy we can select whatever we want to do. Okay, so assume that it will take a little bit more time, so that's the problem. Depending upon how big is your grid box, and how big is your ligand, and how big is your protein, it can take a lot of time. And how fine is your mesh, it can take a lot of time in your calculations. So we need to wait. That's why we need to have computers which may be faster running to do this type of job. Okay, once we have done that, what we do is okay, once we have done that, we say docking. So docking, macromolecule, we say set rigid file, set rigid file name. Okay, so we select the protein. This is your protein. Then we say open, and then we say docking. Select ligand, and then we say choose, and then this is aspirin, select ligand, okay, then accept, and then we say docking, then we say output, okay. This is the Lamarckian genetic algorithm method. Let's not go into that, okay. Then here we give the DPF, that is docking parameter file, 3v99 and DPF, okay. See, we say, okay. After that we say run autodoc, okay. So here again we need to give autodoc exe file, okay. As you can see here, we have the autodoc exe file, just like we had autogrid, we have autodoc 4 exe file. We give that, and then we say browse, then this is the docking parameter file, we say open, so automatically DLG is there. Then we just click on the launch. Once the docking is completed, it will stop, and then we can look at the DLG file, that is docking log file, that gives you the answer, okay. So we can say that's launch, okay, and then it does the job, okay. So if you look at the results of the docking log file, like I said, DLG file, docking log file, we look at the results. Okay, here it is. So this is how the output comes in. This is automatic docking of flexible ligand. The ligand is flexible. Your macromolecule is also flexible. Okay, this is a 4, autodoc 4. Okay, coefficient. So it gives you a lot of setup default parameters chosen. That's mostly in the top. Okay, and then a lot of parameters that have to be chosen. Okay, as you can see here. And then a lot of parameters for the atom. For each type of atom, what type of parameters it is chosen. And then as you go down, it also. And then what type of equations were selected for some of the non-bonded interactions. You can see here, okay, r raised to the power 12, r raised to the power 12 and 6 selected, okay. For some of the non-bonded interactions, what type of equations it was taken, as you can see here. Okay. And then finally, it will give for, as you can see, how many grid points, expected x dimension, y dimension, z dimension. So it goes down, down, down. So we can do a detailed understanding of what is happening, and then you will start getting runs. Okay, run 1, that is here I have given 10. Normally it's good to do 100. Here I have given 10 for fast. As you can see, run 2, it gives you the free estimated free energy of binding. Run 3, like that. 10 different conformations, locations inside the active site. And it calculates the non-bonded interactions, okay, by optimizing. And finally, it will give all the 10 results, and then it will place them with the lowest binding energy to the highest binding energy. Okay, yeah. As you can see here, yeah. So as you can see here, minus 5.56 is the binding energy. That's the best we got in this one. And then run 4 gave you this, run 5 gave this, run 7 again, and 10 gave this. So this is the best location confirmation of the ligand into that. Now the results are also clustered, as you can see, minus out of the 10 runs, 6 runs the ligand took confirmation to match this particular lowest binding energy. Okay, and three of those confirmations came up to this, and only one came up to this. So the most favorable confirmation and most favorable binding into the active site is this minus 5.42. So we looked at aspirin binding to lipoxygenase enzyme. Lipoxygenase is in the leukotriene pathway of the arachidonic acid inflammatory, and which is leading to leukotrienes, which has got a relation to asthma, bronchitis. Okay, so using Autodoc, we are able to look at how aspirin binds to this particular enzyme called 3V99, which is obtained from the protein data bank, and this particular enzyme also has arachidonic acid inside when it was crystallized. Okay, we can select different lipoxygenase also. If you go to PDB database, you will see that it may have many locks, 5 locks available in that, depending upon your requirement, what you want to do. So for example, just like 3V99, which has got arachidonic acid, there is a 3V98. Okay, so we can look at different enzymes, say aspirin binding to that. Okay, just like I showed how to do that, you can also do that. Okay, so we can take download this enzyme, then we need to look at the removal of water, adding hydrogen, adding charges, all those things we need to do before. That's called the preparation, enzyme preparation. Once we have done the enzyme preparation, we get the ligand. Okay, we get the ligand, and then this is the COX-2 with the diox bound to that. Okay. So once you have prepared the protein, you save it as PDB-QT, then you take your ligand like aspirin or whatever it is, and then you can get it as a mol2 file, then you save it as PDB-QT, and then you prepare your grid box around the active site, like I showed you, big rectangular grid box. And once you know the active site, we can prepare it where the docking is going to take place. Once that is prepared, the grid parameter file GPG is given, and the results will be in GLG, grid log file. After that, you run the Autodoc, Autodoc exe. Then again here you give docking parameter file, and the results will come in docking log file, DLG. So as I showed you, we can see the results, and then here in this example I gave only 10. Okay, so you get the 10 results of the docking. Okay, as you can see the binding energy here. Okay, the best one is given here, minus 5.56. Run 1, so run 4 gives the second best, third best, and all that. And then you can also cluster, and clustering shows the minus 5.42. Most of the runs give this particular binding energy, 6 of them out of the 10. Okay, so the chances are this is the most preferred confirmation into the active site. Okay. And Swiss doc. Okay. So this is how Autodoc is run. Okay. Thank you very much for your time.